The exhaust hose has come off of the through hull. Alright, there you go. That's it.
You're 100 yards from the White House and you're chasing a squirrel up a tree.
White House!
Do you know what's special about that horse?
Now we're on to our next boat. There we go, we have driven an Oyster 53.
Check the box, yeah.
Leaving day! Realised that we'd have to turn around, go back up to the marina and fix everything. And so then we had to battle upwind. Second time lucky. Woke up from sleep to the smell of like exhaust fumes. And Adam, we both have the same shift off. And Adam's kind of still sleeping away beside me and I'm like, do you smell that? Do you smell something? He's like, no, you're being silly, no, it's fine. So I cracked open a window. Adam falls back asleep again. 20 minutes later he woke up because he's coughing. Let's go out and I'm like, all right, what's going on? After much investigation, Matt's upstairs tracing leaks, as is Adam. What's happened is the exhaust hose has come off of the through hull, which means that exhaust water and engine are going into the bilge, which is what you can hear in the background, and exhaust fumes were going into the lazarette and into our room here. Strangely, the carbon monoxide alarm didn't go off, which is bad. Anyway, so for some reason the manual pump isn't working as well as it should, so I'm just in there trying to clean it out and trying to do leak checks and that. Ugh. Just gonna film Adam in pain.
Oh yeah, sure.
No, doing all the fun jobs. Adam goes searching.
In the Gulf Stream.
Yep. Since we haven't even made it out the Gulf Stream.
We're right in the middle of it at this point. Well, yeah, maybe.
So that's 1 a.m.'s adventures, or midnight's adventures. Otherwise, I mean, the passage actually hasn't been too bad. It's as you'll notice, it's we've been motoring because there hasn't been much wind. I've also been trying to coincide our arrival with the Gulf Stream with a calm, just so that we can get across it quite quickly, easily, and that there's no headwinds kind of battling against us. It's a 3.2 knot current down the Gulf Stream, so you really want like favourable wind to go past there, or no wind at all, which is what we're aiming for. So that's why the engine was on, and that's why we were being gassed out. Well, the day after the dreadful night of the poisoning. It's a pretty rough night. Just knowing that like the exhaust fumes were so close to our bed, and we were breathing them in for like an hour at least. I'm just so annoyed that smoke alarm didn't go off. It's a smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide alarm. And I just think the batteries were dead or something on it, I don't know. But there you go, shows the importance of having one aboard. Felt a bit sick afterwards. I just kind of laid down for a while and I was like, oh, like I knew that everyone was doing stuff and trying to fix the problem, and I was like, I'm just gonna lay here for a while. Felt a little useless. Anyway, on to better things. We are now down to a 2-hour watch system. We were doing 4 hours before. Just 4 hours with 2 people, and then now that we've kind of come into open ocean, we're going to do 2 hours with 4 people, which means that we have like 6 hours off. I won't know what to do with myself. Anyway, it's my shift, so fun times with just Kiara.
This is day 4. We are about 270 miles out of Bermuda. We're not intending to stop there, TBC. We've currently got a reasonable breeze just forward of the beam, 14 knots, and we're just chugging along nicely at 8 knots, which is lovely, but it hasn't always been the case. We've been motor sailing more often than not, to be honest with you, at this point. It's day 4, we probably motored for 2.5 of those days, if not 3. Not only because there's been no wind, but also because we've had power problems. For no reason that we can tell at the moment, the problem has come back, and it'll hover at around 26, 27, and then very rapidly start to descend right down to 24, and then down to 19, which is about the time we start to lose instruments and lose equipment, so we have to put the generator back on. In other news, you probably saw day before yesterday that we nearly killed ourselves with carbon monoxide because the exhaust fell off the outlet. That simply was because the excess hose was not secured, and sort of as it pumps water through, it works its way around, and the hose sort of wriggles, and it starts breaking itself off the extrusion that comes through the hull, which is exactly what happened. The exhaust water hose was just sitting in the stern lazarette, pumping water in there, and fumes, which were making their way into the rear cabin and into the bilge. Easy enough fix, and it seems to be holding up so far. And that is all so far.
Come on, guys! I reckon that's a dolphin. That's definitely a mahi. Oi! Getting some mahi nuggets tonight. It's good. We've caught one small tuna so far, and now one mahi. So we're doing well. We're getting bigger and bigger each time. What have we got?
Go, fresh mahi for dinner. Cara managed to haul it in and fillet it, and I don't know, I'm not sure how we'll have to take a vote on how we're gonna cook it. If I had my way, it would be chips, beer batter, and a pint.
But it's such a waste of a mahi to just beer batter it.
When you catch it for free, it's almost like there's certain joy in doing it like the cheap and cheerful way. It's like, oh, I've got access to such an abundance of fish that I can do whatever the hell I want with it. You don't feel obliged to do the fancy pants grilling or whatever you're supposed to do.
Huge fillets though.
Huge fillets. And it's actually a perfect size fish. Like 4 good sized fillets for 4 people. Like any more and we'd have leftovers, it'd start to go bad. Any less, someone goes hungry. So.
On the 5th day, with more light winds plaguing us, we decided to do something that we've never done before: swim in the middle of the ocean.
Wow, the water is so blue after you. Are you happy?
Huh?
Are you happy?
Yes. So salty.
Alright, neutral. Let's go back on our journey. 7 miles to a waypoint, to which we can then turn directly south and head toward BBIs. We have about 650 miles to go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. what is this memorable occasion?
We have just hit our turning south waypoint. We're officially on the final stretch towards the Caribbean. It's all north and south from here, or just south. And we should hit the trades sometime later today. They're already pretty mild. It's quite a lovely day, to be honest. About 5 knots of wind extra would be perfect. And we are expecting that later in the day. So yeah, home stretch, 5 days to go, I reckon.
How long? How many miles?
How many miles? 650 miles to go. Oh, it's there. It's right there on the waypoint. 640 miles to go.
The home stretch of what has possibly been the cruisiest passage we have had thus far.
A lot of motoring.
I'm
lot of
very yeah. The owner actually put a fuel bladder on the bow on the deck before we left, and we have had to go through that. So it's bloody lucky.
Yep.
I mean, also because of the battery issues that we've been having as well. I mean, it's always nice to have a bit of a day off in between a passage, like in between a few days of sailing, just to kind of reset and like have a bit of motor. But probably had a bit more motoring than sailing at this stage. So.
What? What's wrong?
Unfurl the bloody. Stop.
It's like, oh, there could be enough wind to sail. Did the out, so it's an electric furler on the mast, and I think I let a bit too much out on the electric furler without bringing the. That was a window. Without taking it up on the outhaul, so it's just kind of like puffed up a little bit inside the mast, and it needs to kind of be rolled in a bit more. He's doing it already. Oh yeah, that seems to be working. All right, there you go.
That's good. It's bitching. Hold on. It was just bitching at us. It looks good, man. Alright. Just a bit loose on the drum so we can just start it on now.
I know, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a mighty, alright.
Jeez, I love the Atlantic.
Alright, here we go. You got that line? Yeah, that's it.
Another mahi.
Yep. Mahi number 2 for the trip.
Before I get too far into this amazing lunch, do you want to show them what we did with the mahi? When I say what we did, I mean what Cara has been slaving me in the kitchen for. It's a nice mahi banh mi.
So that's it. Mahi banh mi. Can I go?
So good. Nice. everywhere. Next finger.
Yeah, I know, right?
My next trick.
Oh yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing. That was your squall. That was mine. It's very intense.
It got up to 20 knots.
It's my most intense personal moment of the whole journey. I had to push 3 buttons multiple times and curse at an electric furler.
Yeah, if that comment is indicative of this whole trip, it's that it's very, very calm.
Actually, there was that one time we almost died of carbon monoxide.
Oh yeah, oh that's true.
Probably being
All the
shaken
drama
awake
at the
by you
beginning.
being like, Adam, it's not nothing. And I'm like, shh, it's fine. It's just a belt. It's just some belt dust. It's fine.
Go back to sleep. It's fine.
Go back to sleep.
What a glorious day. It's the last day before we arrive, I think. We have about 63 miles to go out of what was about a 1700 mile journey. 1700? To be confirmed. I'll put an asterisk below when I confirm that to see whether it's right. Pretty awesome journey. Very, very mild on the winds though, but it's been pretty good. Like, it's okay, so obviously we're on a sailboat, we want to sail, but at the same time, I've never been on such a luxurious sailboat, so it's also been really nice to kind of enjoy a bit of the luxuries of sailing on such a nice boat. So when we have been motoring and there's been no wind to kind of take us, the air conditioner might have gone on, and the water maker has gone on once as well. So we have been able to have quite a few showers on this trip as well. Usually Adam and I will have one motoring, well, whenever we're motoring on our boat, when we're sailing across an ocean, we'll have a shower then, but generally it's brief washing. It's not as if we've been living at home or anything, but it has felt more like a home because of the luxuries that this boat has. If that makes sense, I don't know. Anyway, we've been having a pretty good time, we really have, and it's really nice today because there's 15 knots of wind. We just had a brief squall earlier, but other than that, it was the only squall that Adam's actually encountered. I have not seen a boat on my shift for so many days, it's ridiculous. We've also been having 6 hours off, 2 hours on, which means that we've been sleeping I'm not going to say it's a full night's sleep, but it's been two watches and you're kind of okay, I'm caught up on sleep, what else do I do? So I've been kind of cooking up a bit of a storm with all the American goods that we prepared in advance. We have a bunch of pre-made cookies and cinnamon scrolls and things like that. So I've just been oh, cookie anybody? I'll put them in the oven. So it's been fun. Cool passage, good passage overall. We're looking forward to arriving though. We are. 10 days at sea is a lot. 10 days at sea, and then plus the extra 2 days that we spent going out and coming back in because of the battery problem. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting on anchor. Going for a nice swim in blue water that's shallow. Well, the islands we can see the islands now, but we've also got a bit of a squall before we've arrived, so I'm gonna run back downstairs. Right, we're about 13 miles away. You can obviously see it's dark out, so we will be arriving at night and we'll have to pick up a mooring board, which is going to be a bit difficult. But all of BVI's is literally full of mooring boards, so you kind of have to if you want to find a place that isn't anchoring in 70 feet. Anyway, so the wind's kind of picked up, which is nice. Finally, the last few hours and the trade winds have kicked in. No, really cool. So yeah, pretty much going to be at anchor in about 3 more hours.